Important announcement. Podlander Drunkcast and Outlander Podcast Musical Edition. That's right, our notorious live show, attended by dozens, is back on Saturday, September the 30th, 2023, at Chicago's finest dive bar, the Oasis Tavern in beautiful Rogers Park at 6809 North Sheridan Road. Doors at 11:59 a.m. because, as our man Jordy says, God's tooth, it's not even noon. We'll roll our dice about the first half of Outlander Season 7 and then karaoke. Hope y'all can make it. Visit us at podlanderpresents.com to find information on all of our shows. All right, karaoke part 2. What the fuck?
So pretend a can is open. In case you're just joining us, we've been talking about karaoke. Welcome to Podlander Drunkcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Julie.
And we are doing a live show on September 30,
2023.
Doors open at 11:59 a.m. because it's not even noon. We are calling it Drunkcast Live, the musical, because there will unavoidably be jokes where we're singing, because we started Season 7A of Outlander by singing Cell Block Tango in a Scottish accent. And
how do you come back from that?
And all of those things make this Drunkcast Live, the musical, but that was not a thing that people say. But mostly the reason that it is called that is because we are going to do karaoke after for a couple hours. Come do karaoke with us, y'all.
Saturday, September the 30th, noon. Let's do... Oh, sorry, not even noon.
Not even noon.
Live taping, then karaoke. Fuck yeah.
It's going to rule.
Yeah.
Come hang out. So, in the first episode, we talked about a general karaoke philosophy, which I'm sure we will get back to. But I want to get to specifics here. I want to talk about specific examples of great themes, specific examples of great songs, and specific examples of, here, I have done this for you. I have experienced the blinding horror of singing the song at karaoke, and now I will share my experience so as to prevent others from experiencing the same cruel fate.
I have a particular personality trait, which is that those don't tend to stick with me. They tend to, go bye-bye. I cannot remember my most legendary fail. It exists. It's out there, but I don't know what it is.
You've seen other people fail, though.
Oh, yeah.
So fails in general. I can talk about my own fails.
Please.
You can talk about the failures of other people. I think that says a lot about us.
Hold on.
Okay. But let's not do that. Let's talk about, in the previous episode, we talked a lot about how helpful themes can be, even if it's just a theme for you, even if you just invent it for you.
Just for yourself.
If it's just you and two other friends, you can tell people into the microphone if you want or not.
And that shit's hilarious, too, if you're doing it on your own and nobody else in the bar knows you're doing it and you guys thread a needle. That's
every
hilarious.
Song is about a boat.
Yeah.
That's great. That's very funny.
Yeah.
But what are some examples of great themes? What are themes you've enjoyed?
Weather. Anything about weather, because there are so many songs about weather, because there's always some guy somewhere that's just like, I'm going to write a poem, something about the texture of rain.
Fuck you.
But really, though, the truth.
Yeah.
That people write about the weather all the time. There is always something about rainy days. There's always something about sunny days.
Let's just use this as an example. Songs you could do about weather related in some way at karaoke. Go. We'll alternate.
I Wish It Would Rain.
Yeah. That song is so good.
So good.
And it's so sad.
But it's really good. And people really like that song. There's
I'm going to say
a naivety of it.
Thunder Rolls.
Ooh, that's a really good one. Dreams.
Thunder only happens when it's raining, baby. Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Oh, that's good. What's one with sunny or snowy?
Sunny. Yesterday, my
there you go. See? Not technically weather, but because the title is sunny, that can be brought into weather.
I've got an important question for you.
Yeah.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? That counts?
That maybe is the question.
It is.
Yeah.
There's Rainy Days and Sundays. Julie already mentioned that. It's Raining Men, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything by the Weather Girls.
Yes, because Weather Girls.
Yep.
Could you... No, that corner turns back on itself if you choose Bill Withers, because that's not weather. That's withers.
It's true. He withers. He doesn't weather.
Yeah, he doesn't weather.
Let's see. Autumn in New York.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think
River by Joni Mitchell.
Yes. I'm trying to, well, that's a great winter example.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, well, I mean, in the Summertime by Jerry Mungo
Mungo Jerry,
thank you. I was calling the wrong thing. Mungo Jerry is not technically about weather, but because it's about summer, it has to discuss.
When the weather is fine. That's the second lyric.
Hot time, summer in the city.
Yeah.
Boom. That's a good one too. People really respond to that one. Although, now speaking of evolving relationship, I'm now starting to age out a little bit where the songs that I'm choosing, some people don't know yet.
And that's fine.
And that's fine with me because I know the song.
Yeah.
But with an audience, it's a different experience, right?
Yeah,
so
the
it's
youths
learning about youths.
Windy. That's a Julie Starwood classic.
Everyone knows it's Moody. We used to do that at the restaurant that I worked at. We had a manager named Sean Moody, who we all love very much. And his email address was SMOODY, Smooty. And so we all started calling him fucking Smooty. And Windy, by the association, was on the Weber Girls soundtrack. So we would hear it all the time. And every time it came on, we're all like, who's peeking out from under? And then replacing Windy with Smooty. Dun, 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 dun. And Smooty has stormy eyes. So yes, that song goes with weather. Windy. What's another one about wind? Oh,
This Tornado Loves You by Nico Case. I love that song.
there you go. What about, here's one that's on the edge because it's very long, but if you did it right, if you did it earnestly and with respect, everybody in the bar would love you. The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes, but I was just going to say, it's all coming back to me now, is There Are Nights When the Wind Was So Cold.
Yes.
Right?
It would work. You could do it in there.
Yes, The Wreck of the Edmund but here's
It's
the thing.
so long. But if you did it like a real troubadour, like you were feeling.
But you could also do it for weather.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm sorry. You could also do it for nautical.
Oh, double theme.
It also, like, people's names. You could just say people's names. Mm-hmm. And that, as a theme, you're like, what the fuck? But think about all the things you could do.
Mm-hmm. Jenny, who can I turn to?
Yep,
like,
totally.
Boom. And it doesn't even have to be in the title.
No, if you could do Wedding Bell Blues.
Yep.
Bill!
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
God, that song rules.
I know. And that's a great karaoke song.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the next category. What's an example of a bad theme?
Anything that is really, really too narrow. Like anything that is too specific, and then you can't really. Although, because of my Yoda styling of the corner thing, you can always take one step to the side. You can always find a corner.
But don't do Spanish language.
Don't do, like, well,
I mean, if everybody speaks Spanish.
That's true. But, like, if we were to do Spanish language as non-Spanish speakers, there are songs that I would pick that didn't have the Spanish language in them, but could be tangentially related. But, like, let's not have a bachelorette party where our bridezilla's name is Sarah, and it's all Sarah's favorite songs. Like you don't have any room to.
I mean, unless you're Amelia Bazell and you have a playlist that's 200 songs long.
Right, but as a person who does not have that.
Well, what I'm saying is if Amelia shared that playlist.
Oh, you're right. See? Then it works. Mm-hmm. So because then you're opening up.
You have to set people up to succeed.
Yes.
You either have to, a theme has to either be a door opening and they get to wander wherever they want with the door, or it has to be a door opening into a well-stocked library.
Perfect.
And
what an excellent metaphor.
Thank you. Because you just want people to, in fact, actually, this is a great segue for something Julie and I did a couple of weeks ago that we really had fun with, that even if it's not the theme, we will probably do again at Oasis Karaoke, which is the way that this particular KJ system is set up, is there are already categories that you can browse. And it's like 80s dance hits, songs that are hard to sing, you bitch.
I did that to you, and I do not regret it.
Dance favorites,
so you're
diva
looking
ballads.
Instead of old school looking in a book, you're looking on your phone.
Yes.
So like the catalog is digital.
What we did the one time that we did karaoke with this really wonderful KJ together is we would choose the other person's category.
Theme. Yeah, like
right?
you get Allison. I just saw your category. It's called Hard to Sing, which she accepted like a champ.
So I had to choose from the category Hard to Sing.
I got a funky one. One of mine
like
was
dance,
funky
70s Funk, maybe
something like that.
There one was You Gave Me Dance Party Hits.
So then you are restricted, so you're not looking at this enormous catalog like adrift in the ocean, nautical, but you have a narrowing effect, and that's what a good theme does.
Yeah, it makes more possibilities available to you, not fewer.
And it's fun to have somebody who knows you pick it for you.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to throw you under a bus. They're trying to see what you got and, like, you know, bump you up. Like, I know you like this shit. I know you like this shit. If you ever picked a theme for me that I didn't like, I would just tell you, skip it. I'd be like, no.
I'm not going to pick opera for Julie, although I'm sure that she could find something in there that she would crush, right?
I'm not going to do that, yeah.
You would figure a way, like you would do Bohemian Rhapsody.
You know what? Okay, I could.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you would find a way, but it's more fun if you're setting somebody up to succeed. Yeah.
Because that's what we all want, is to have a good time. That's the overarching principle over everything, is just have fun.
And when you are failing, that can also be really fun. So maybe let's talk about failures for a minute.
All right, Allison,
what are some songs
said you remember one?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a morose creature. I remember lots of karaoke fails. But...
Oh, I do remember one.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. This one is going to be particularly interesting to you, Allison.
This is... Right now, it's story time. We are also going to make some specific suggestions of songs you might want to avoid. Unless, of course, you know you would crush it, which is the biggest karaoke rule. Do you know you would crush it?
Do it.
Great.
Do it.
Anyway, Julie, your fail.
Okay. I don't remember what the theme was. This was back at the Galaxy in Portland. So this was 2003, 4, whatever. And it was me and your partner, Mr. Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And we got up to do a duet. And we were, I wouldn't say 3 sheets to the wind, but I would say 2.5. Yes, definitely. We were already pretty drunk. And we got up to do Under Pressure by David Bowie and Freddie Mercury. And I can't remember who chose what part. I just remember that it was terrible. And it felt like that song was going to go on forever. And now, to this fucking day, when is it, 20 years later? Anytime I hear that song, I think about that moment. And it was just me and Tom, like, let's do this, bro. And we did it. We got through it. We're like, oh, that sucked, but we'll never do it again. So anytime I hear that song, boom, right back to that moment.
I have also made that mistake. I do not remember it vividly, but I have also made that mistake because it's really hard.
It is very hard.
It's very long.
And David Bowie sings in a timbre that I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get my tone right with him, ever.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just avoid David Bowie, generally speaking.
I have done some David Bowie and liked it, but I think in general he's pretty hard to do. Unless, again, you know you would crush it.
Kill it. Do it.
Like, if you are going to be feeling your oats, that's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Any karaoke performance can be a great one if you are really feeling yourself.
Yeah, feel it.
Because we'll all go along for the ride. My most visceral fail memory is also duet. And it was at the Oasis. And friend of the show, Josh, was there. And Josh and I went to college together and used to do a lot of duets. And we decided that we were going to embrace the part of ourselves that watched a lot of TRL and do Scream by Michael and Janet Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
We got up and we were so excited. And it started... And within about 15 seconds, I felt him turn to look at me. And I turned to look at him because we realized in the same moment that we had done this song before and that it had gone very badly.
So you forgot a prior failure and refailed.
Yes. And there was nothing we could do about it.
Just refail, baby.
It was within seconds. We both were like, oh, God, we've done this before.
Oh,
and
no.
It was bad.
That's so funny.
It's very hard to sing. There are a lot of dance breaks. It's Michael and Janet Jackson. They're like belting basically the whole time, with the exception of one very difficult tiny Janet section where she goes, something in the TV this evening. I was like out of nowhere. It's out of tempo. And then long dance breaks, and it's choreography you cannot do.
No.
This isn't a situation where you could like I'm doing it in my seat, sort of do the moves from Bye Bye Bye. Da, da, da. I just want to tell you that I had enough. Bum, bum, might sound crazy, but it ain't no lie. Baby, bye, bye, bye.
Everybody knows that shit.
Right? That's fine.
You can't do that for Scream.
You could fake like the "Oops, I Did It Again" heart pounding shit, or the there's a lot of Britney you could fake. Just hold a snake; it'll be fine. Mm-hmm. But you can't do that with Scream. It's too hard. Mm-hmm. It's really, really difficult. So first of all, don't do that. In general,
unless you know
you could crush it.
If you do know you can crush Green, please do it at our karaoke.
I think I would say, in general, I would lightly advise to avoid Michael Jackson because it's hard.
Always.
Those songs are all like 7 minutes long. They're longer than you think they are. It's very hard to sing. It's really long and it's complicated. Yes. And that's like 3 strikes.
You're bringing that thought into people's minds, regardless of how they each individually feel about it. You're doing something to the atmosphere.
I used to do The Way You Make Me Feel.
That song rules.
It does rule. And it's like perfectly in my range. Like it's a perfect song for me to sing. But it's too long, first of all.
And now you have complicated feelings about it. Right.
Janet, though. If you want to do Janet, do Janet.
Mm-hmm. There are so many good Janet songs.
I know.
And I feel like people kind of sleep on Janet Jackson, and y'all need to wake up.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Okay. If you were going to offer karaoke advice on things to avoid.
Long songs, that's really it for me. Like anything longer than 5 minutes, just if you can really nail it, if you're going to take Paradise by the Dashboard Light to a new level, go for it.
Yeah, please.
But otherwise, just don't do it. There's other people there that want to sing. When you sing songs that are too long, it's like you're weirdly kind of like harsh in the mellow.
There's also almost no way to kill it for 7 minutes straight. So then you're just trapped in this song with no escape.
It's bad for you too.
If a song is that long, there are either long instrumentals or it's a grandiose over the top situation, and you're just going to have to be on for 7 minutes, and either of those things. Long instrumentals are not fun in karaoke.
I did have one long instrumental that I turned to my advantage.
Oh, sure.
And that was the song Rosanna by Toto. I love that song. I love singing it at karaoke. It's one of the very few songs that I can actually sing because that guy's voice and mine are very similar. But there is a long-ass musical break in the middle of Rosanna. And I got to the point where I realized I had to do something. And so I started telling jokes.
I've seen Julie use this approach on multiple occasions.
Yeah. If it's more than 15 to 20 measures, I'm about to tell you a little kid like knock knock joke. And that shit is always hilarious and people like it. But that's Last Chance Kitchen. That's like don't go there unless you have to.
That's a 500 level course.
Yes, that's.
Yeah. First of all, do that. I sometimes banter, but I don't.
You better come with a good fucking joke.
I'm about to blow your mind. Rosanna, yeah.
Dude, that song rules.
Yeah, I think in general, be wary of songs that are too long. Mm-hmm. I think avoid
ballads sometimes, not always. But ballads sometimes are difficult for me. I don't know if that's a general thing, but it's just like it brings the vibe down.
If you're going to do a ballad, it better be what your heart wants. You know what I mean? Because then you're going to be having a good enough time that it won't matter. Don't sing a ballad to impress.
No.
Sing a ballad because you just have to.
You feel it.
You just like...
That ballad is yours.
You've just got to get up there and sing Empty Chairs and Empty Tables. There's a grief that can't be spoken. Oh my God, I would lose my mind. I'm just like throwing money at you. There's a pain goes on and on.
But yeah, like generally speaking, if you're feeling the vibe of the room, and the vibe of the room is a little bit more like, let's keep this party going, I would avoid a ballad.
Yeah.
In fact, that was one of the themes.
Here's what I'd say. If you're going to do a ballad, you better do a ballad. Don't do like... It's sort of a ballad and it's pretty mild. You had better bring the drama.
I think that DJ Bacon did ballads once and then discontinued the theme forever. And I remember that we did it in Portland and it also did not succeed. That's because you can obviously feel that it's the energy of those songs is going to slow everything down.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't really work. Yes, maybe exactly.
That's the advice.
Read the room.
If you're going to do a ballad, read the room. Yeah. Think about the right ballad for the room. I have done a ballad maybe every single time I've done karaoke, with the exception of this last time when we did 2 songs. If I've done more than 2 songs, I've almost certainly done a ballad. And some of that is I've got some particular faves in my little...
And you also have a certain set of skills.
I do have a certain set of skills.
Like Liam Neeson.
Like I love to do... If I really feel like going all out and getting the room on my side with something that there maybe wouldn't normally be on my side with, I'm doing... What is the name of that fucking song? My Whitney song.
I have nothing.
Yeah, I have nothing. Which has like 15 key changes in it.
Dude, y'all, when she sings that song, it is really, really good. And everybody in the bar loves her for that moment because she's really killing it.
You're bringing the drama.
Yes, it is drama. You're right, drama.
You just read the room. You think, what is Isabella going to play in this room? And more importantly, is it going to play for you? Is it going to feel good for you? Because really, we're talking about the audience experience because it's the thing that brings us joy.
Yeah.
But before you start thinking about other people's experience, think about yours. Think about your experience of karaoke and what you want it to be, and do that. And then once you're comfortable, once you're having a good time, then start thinking about entertaining people if that brings you joy, which it does to us.
Yes.
Because we are here doing this right now.
Whatever. I do have an example of a ballad that bit someone in the ass that is very memorable.
Right.
And that is the karaoke competition that we spoke of earlier, Pavement, once again, RIP. Send your theater company's representative, whatever. So I went. And spoiler, that year I won, which was great. But the guy that I was up against in the finals was hilarious, and he was very good. However, he chose the wrong song for his 90s jam.
I don't remember what it was.
Okay. So there were 3 rounds. One was...
I remember that he did the Humpty Dance.
One was... No, he didn't. Somebody else did in the break.
Okay.
He didn't. But there was 3 rounds. The first one was your best karaoke song, Bring It. I think I did Missy Misdemeanor Work It.
You did.
And
that was when we added the Paul is Dead bit.
Yes, Paul is dead, Paul is dead, Paul is dead. That shit works with that song. Think about it. And then... the second one was Swap Genders, so I sang Renegade by Styx, one of my all-time classics.
Yeah, that's a great one.
And then the third one was your favorite 90s jam, and I had a little bit of a hard time deciding on this one because that wasn't really like... I didn't feel as comfortable with the music or whatever. So I chose Basket Case by Green Day because it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, and it's hilarious, and I was like, I can do this. This is great. Fine, whatever. His choice, so this is at the very end of a long night. We've gone from something like 12 singers down to 3 singers. Like, it has taken a long time, and it was like 3 hours long. And his choice for his favorite 90s jam was that Bon Jovi song, Lay You Down in a Bed of Roses, which is like 7 minutes long. And it was just not the right time. Like, he was very funny. He had a whole thing that went with it, but it was just so long. Everybody was tired already. Read the room is the note.
Yeah.
Read the room.
Okay. Any other, in your personal preference, are there other songs that you would be like, you know what, think of something else? Like, my go-to warn people away from is Love Shack. Someone else is going to do Love Shack.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. It's just a matter of whether or not you are the first person of the evening to do Love Shack.
Mine is What's Going On by Four Non-Blondes.
Oh, yeah.
That song, if there's karaoke happening right now somewhere on this globe, which there is, somebody is singing it right now.
Yeah.
And you can never escape that thought once you have it for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't hate that song. Just, I don't want to hear it 5 times a night at karaoke.
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Just too long and stupid.
Yeah. Honestly, while I have seen Julie kill this song, don't do Baby Got Back.
No, yeah.
That's
its
another
time has
someone
come and
else
gone.
is going to do it.
Its time has come and gone. Somebody else is going to do it.
Yeah. I would, from a different tack, warn everyone not against doing Lady Gaga. I've done a lot of Lady Gaga karaoke, but it is harder than you think because she is a very good singer, but it's dance music, which means she's doing it once, right? And then a computer is repeating what she did.
Yes.
Like, one night, I don't remember what the theme was, but I thought I was being really cheeky. Maybe it was Pride. I thought I was being really cheeky, and I decided that in 2 successive go-rounds, I would do first Express Yourself by Madonna and then Born This Way by Lady Gaga, because there was a big kerfuffle that they were essentially the same song. They're not. It's complicated. One of those songs is really hard to sing, and it's not the Madonna version. Yeah. Born This Way is one of the hardest songs I've ever done in karaoke. It's really, really difficult, and it's because it's a dance track that is just at 110% the entire
whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Even with the breaks, it was like...
Can't breathe.
On the flip side of that, I would not discourage anyone from doing this because it's really fun. But one of the other hardest songs I've ever done at karaoke is The Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine. And that is just because she is a supernatural human being.
It'd be like doing Bjork.
Yes, which I have also seen people kill.
Yeah.
Like, please just be prepared for
failure
it
and
to
then
be
let it
difficult.
go. Yeah, let it go if you fail.
On a number of levels.
Don't,
by all means, fail, and you are going to fail.
Yes, don't not bring it because you're scared.
Yes.
Bring it, try it, learn from it.
But if what you want to do is like start out and just crush it, I would let you know that the dog days are over will kill, but it is very, very difficult to sing even badly. It just goes so fast and there's so much of it that you're just going to be out of breath.
Yeah.
Even with like a serious instrument, you're going to end up out of breath. Okay, but that's enough about fails. Unless you have more fails you want to talk about. Okay.
Just one last point. Fails aren't a big deal.
Not a big deal
Literally
at all.
not a big deal.
Unavoidable.
If there is one place in your life that you can just abandon fear of failure, this is it. This is the place. Let it go.
You know what's
like
great?
Elsa says, let it fucking go.
Which, that is another song that will kill in a bar.
It will. People will sing with you.
So the other thing about failing is that if you're shooting the moon at karaoke, it's when you fail so hard that it is a good time for everyone.
Yes.
Like if it's the right song and the right person and the right vibe.
That's Todd.
Totally. Yeah. Like a true failure can be so exhilarating.
It's very funny.
Liberating. And it's a very communal experience.
Yes.
You know, like if you are...
Everybody's been up there. Everybody's done that. And it is a really cool feeling. It's just a reminder that failure is how you look at it.
Yeah. There are sublime fails.
Yes.
There are fails, and those are totally fine and honestly really valuable. Sublime fails only
You'll
happen.
remember them.
Those are the best experiences.
I remember the sublime fail of Tom and me. And just like, wow, we really did this to ourselves.
The people in the audience were having a good fucking time.
Man, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't put it in the sublime fail category then, because I don't know if anybody... I think after we started, they kind of tuned us out. Yeah, it was like that.
Well, there are some where...
It's sublime to you, but not to everybody else.
You know who's the master of the sublime fail?
Who?
Your husband.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Neil. Neil's story with karaoke. I will make this super brief. Neil cannot sing. It doesn't fucking matter. He has such a good time, and he makes considered song choices, and he's found several songs through that the theme thing that we've been doing for 20 years now. He's found several songs that he can just murder, and people love him because when he gets up there, he's just like this guy, and he's just gonna sing this song, and it's always awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite of his that he doesn't do much anymore, and it came from a theme at the Galaxy in Portland. I think it was Gender Swap, maybe, or Sing a Song with Girl or Boy in it or something like that. He did Just a Girl by No Doubt, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
That's good.
Because he's like a caveman looking dude, and he's like a dude that understands what that song means, like what it's talking about. So good. I don't think he's done that one in a long time. But his number one classic is Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Oh, see, I think of Neil's number one classic as being...
Summer 69.
See, I think of it as being Walking in Memphis.
Oh my God. Please explain your experience of seeing him do Walking in Memphis, because that's a special case.
It's that one. The thing that I love about Neil singing that song is that isn't such a well-known song that you know everyone in the bar is going to know it. But it has the feel of a song that everyone knows. And he comes in so hot. Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded the train. And it just gets everybody on board immediately, because there isn't a way to do that song and not really go for it. Even though it's like a pretty chill ballad.
Well, it's because he decided when he heard that song and figured out it was good for him at karaoke, he decided that he would always do it in the style of Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Which really is going to grab you no matter what.
Right.
Because it's going to sound a little bit different. But yeah, specifically that it's Walking in Memphis. Also, Neil fucking loves that song.
Yeah.
And that's...
Oh, and you can tell.
Yeah, I think that's part of it.
Number one thing in picking a karaoke song. That would be my number one piece of advice. Is it had better be a song you love. It doesn't have to be your favorite song.
Just love it.
But like, to go back to the Phenomena example that we were talking about in the previous episode,
you love Phenomena.
Who doesn't love that song?
That song is good.
It's just really good. If you asked me to list my 10 favorite songs, would I list Phenomena? No. It wouldn't occur to me to list Phenomena.
But then you hear it somewhere and you're like, fucking banger.
Yeah, you know what? This reminds me a little bit of when I wrote a list for Consequence several years ago. ranking every song in the Disney animated canon. And one of the things I discovered when listening to that's basically excluding like the Goofy movie or a Goofy movie, sorry, apologies. And anything that was live action with animation, it excludes Pixar. It's a specific thing. Anyway, one of the things that I discovered in listening to every one of those hundreds of songs, and I learned a lot, it was really a great experience, is that one of the best songs in the Disney animated canon is The Wonderful Thing About Tiggers, which is this long. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is Tiggers are wonderful things. The tops are made out of rubber. The bottoms are made out of springs. They're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. Yes, I'm the only one. End of song. That's the entire song.
Memorable.
It's perfect. Mm-hmm. I've never done that at karaoke, but that is sort of when I talk about songs you love, I guarantee there's no one on this podcast that thinks, you know, one of my favorite songs is The Wonderful Thing About Tiggers. But I bet if I did that song at karaoke,
everybody,
people would lose their minds.
Hands up, touchdown
right?
style.
Like the theme from Doug. Or Love Fool by the Cardigans. I've seen endless people kill that song of various skill levels because people just love that song.
Yeah. So love it.
You love the song. That is the number one ingredient.
If you love it, you can set it free.
Yes.
That's karaoke. Because if you really do love it and you're giving yourself a shot and loving it includes yourself, if it's not going well, let it go, baby. You learned something. Hot, tingly fingers.
I have watched some people kill death metal that I had no idea what it was.
At the Galaxy in Portland, there was a guy who went by the karaoke handle Stir Dog. I believe his real name was Sterling. He would bring in, I don't know, I'm going to date myself here, but shit, too late for that. He would bring in his own CD case, like the zipper, soft-sided one with all the CDs inside. Like, I don't know, maybe held like 20 or 30 CDs. Uh-huh. And it was all Swedish death metal.
Oh my God.
Karaoke tracks. Okay, hold on. We're about to get to karaoke sublimity, like for real.
Great.
So he used to come in with his custom Swedish death metal discs and just kill the room. Just be like, oh, not in a good way. Like, oh God, Stir Dog. Okay, fine. Because it was essentially like we were going to hear screaming for 2.5 minutes. But we were like, okay, at least this guy has a point of view and he's trying. So we all kind of rallied around him after a while. Like it took us a while to get him, but we were like, okay, cool. You're cool. And this was before we started doing themes. Mm-hmm. Then themes started. Stir Dog was resistant. Because obviously he has a very chosen way to do it. So one night there was a theme of, I think it was pick someone to sing a certain song. Like you pick a person, it's your turn. You pick someone and you tell them what song they're going to sing. And he put himself up for that with us. He was like, I'm going to do it. And we're like, okay, cool. So when his name came up, we're like, Stir Dog, you're singing Toxic by Britney Spears. And it was incredible. Like he just killed, like all of us were like on our feet, like yes,
God,
because he did it.
Feeling.
He did it with the style of the Swedish death metal, which you can kind of see with that song, right? Like he was like really into it, but it was still Toxic. The music of Toxic, it was so good, and that was that's a very memorable moment, right? That's a moment where you see what karaoke can be, and like how people share in this experience, and like how. You're right about the word sublime. There's just this feeling of like, wow, we're all here together. Life was fucking short. Let's do this.
Talk to me about some other moments like that in your past, because I've got one of you. I can start us off with one of you, which is, I don't know if it was the first time that you did it, but it was the first time I saw you do it, where it was fucking These Eyes by the Guess Who. That's the Guess Who, right? Mm-hmm. And she did it, but she asked the KJ to do it at double speed.
That came from the Galaxy.
So it was, the chorus of that song is, these eyes, dun 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 dun, are crying. These eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never gonna see another one like I had with you. Only Julie was doing it at double speed. So it was like a dance. These eyes cry every night for you in the verse. But the build up to the chorus, you could feel in the room that people understood what was going to happen when the chorus hit. So then the chorus was, these eyes are crying. These eyes have seen love, but I'm never going to see one like that with you. And it was the experience of feeling people recognize what was coming was really...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I picked that song. That was one of the original kind of themes at the Galaxy was KJ Speed Up. Like I don't think I explained this earlier, but we did a whole thing where we basically had a Gamja bar. We had a beer pitcher and everybody all night was writing down themes and just putting them in. And then we had a category where every Sunday morning, one of our friends would draw one out and then send it out to the group. Like, here's our theme, right? So that one was KJ Speed Up. And that meant that our KJ, fucking Kellen, respect, love you, knew that if we put a song in, they were going to speed it up as fast as they could, speed up the backing track. Mm-hmm. And so I knew that was coming, and I was like, what is a song that I like that has something weirdly fast in it? And I can't remember if I heard These Eyes that day or if it just came to me or whatever, but I was like, oh, that is going to kill, because that particular song for that theme is like a perfect marriage. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that shit is fun. And even after doing it sped up, I kept that in my pocket, and I do These Eyes all the time, but at normal speed.
Well, and I mean, I've seen you do it sped up though, and it was very, very memorable.
It's just funny. It's something that I'm enjoying because I'm like, I know y'all know this is coming. Let's just get through this part.
It was great. It was so fun. Do you have other examples of like sublime karaoke moments? Yours or someone else's?
When DJ Bacon made me do Surfing Bird for the first time. Like, I didn't know that was going to go down the way that it did. Yeah. I don't think I could do it anymore. I think I've kind of aged out of it. Like, it's kind of a physical feat that I don't know that I could do anymore. But the song Surfing Bird by the Trashmen, is that their name? I have that fucking trivia card on my fridge on the magnet because it came up in Trivial Pursuit. There's okay, I hate The Family Guy, but there's an excellent episode of The Family Guy. It starts with a terrible, terrible joke. Please watch past that. It's the worst. I'm sorry. But then it comes to Peter Griffin being obsessed with the song, The Bird is the Word, which I'm sure Surfing Bird, which I'm sure you all know. So Neil and I used to make jokes about this shit all the time. And I can't remember whether it was a theme that DJ Bacon was working about names, because Starbird, Surfing Bird, I can't remember. I gave him a dealer's choice. That's what it was. That's another thing. Once you reach a certain level of working through all this shit, you will get to the point where you will let a person just choose for you. You don't care. Yes. And KJs who know your work. KJs who, like DJ Bacon had kind of saved a catalog of stuff we had done. I'd be like, dealer's choice. And then he would just randomly pick.
Yeah.
One night, he did not randomly pick. One night, he specifically chose Surfing Bird. And that song is stupid, but it's very short. And it's also hilarious, and people are always going to laugh at it. So the first time I did it and managed to get all the way through the like, mow, 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 for over, that's a just pumping situation. That's a lot of pumping. That was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Because it wasn't something I ever would have thought to choose. I never would have done that. And it was because somebody else picked it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. Mm-hmm. As another example, the first time that I heard Al Chambers do Creep. Creep is that's a pretty common karaoke song. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, especially if you could crush it, none of these rules apply. That's the most important thing.
Al Chambers crushes it.
Yes, Al Chambers crushes it. And that's great, because that's another example of you watch a person get up to do karaoke. And Al's like a theater guy. You know what I mean? He's got long hair. He's a regular at the bar. He has a lovely resonant speaking voice, but you don't look at Al Chambers and think Radiohead.
Right.
But he does Creep, and it just blows the doors off the place. Mm-hmm. It's the best. And that's, I think, about throwing himself wholeheartedly into something he knows really suits his range.
Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Anytime you do fucking Don't Rain on My Parade in front of 1 to 6 gay
I don't
people.
do that song anymore.
Are you done? Why?
Because Neil told me never to do it again.
Why? Because he wanted you to do something else? Also, listen, don't listen to those dudes.
Like that song.
Don't listen to those dudes. You do what you want to do.
Yeah, but sometimes there comes a point when you realize perhaps you've overplayed your hand.
No, man. Never.
Listen, I belt other things now.
That's true. But whatever you enjoy. If one day you want to bring it back, bring it back. If
I'm
you
sure
don't,
I
you
will.
don't. That's like me and the Humpty Dance. Like I keep trying to retire it, but people keep pulling
Just
me
when you
back in.
think you're out.
Yes, they keep pulling me back in. Like Fredo. Like Michael.
Well, then let's put it a different way. Rather than thinking about other people's sublime karaoke moments, what are your faves? What's in your I absolutely love doing this song book?
I fucking love Walk a Million Miles, Wait a Million Years. I can't remember the exact title by the Grassroots. That is a song from the 60s, and I just happened to be in my kitchen, like, doing dishes or whatever, and it came on my favorite MTV radio. And I heard it, and I was like, oh, my God, this is like exactly my karaoke jam. First of all, it starts out with, like, a weird, like, telegraph sound, like, beep, 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 which is already going to get people's attention. So you've got this driving beat, and then the guy's voice, like, he's obviously a good singer, but it's not a lot of singing. It's a little bit more talk singing. But then the belting of the chorus is huge and epic and hilarious. And man, that's my favorite song to do right now. The other song that I found over the last 4 years that I sometimes enjoy to do, but it's kind of hard, is it's a Rod Stewart song, and it's called Turks. It's the one with Young Hearts Be Free Tonight. I enjoy doing that song.
That's a good one.
But really right now it's all about the Grassroots. I always love Summertime by Mungo Jerry.
Yep.
That's one that's just fun to do. It's just also awesome. What's another one? Because it's been so long since I've done it regularly, I don't really have like a stable anymore. I have like 4 songs that I'm like, oh, I can do this, which is why I really enjoyed the thing of the themes when we went, because you got me back into the I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, and that song is so fun to sing.
Oh, yeah.
And also, that's another one where the entire crowd is going to fucking be with you, because that song is epic. It's, everyone wants to sing that song. So, yeah, maybe that. I right now, what I like is the themes available.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've already talked about I Have Nothing. Don't Rain on My Parade. I love doing, now I love doing Phenomena. I love doing Fell in Love with a Girl by the White Stripes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like 90 seconds long. Mm-hmm. It just is, it's very fast and really short, and you just like rock for 90 seconds and then you're done, and then you just walk away. It's very mic drop. Mm-hmm. I love doing that. I love to sing I'm Getting Married in the Morning from My Fair Lady. No one ever sees it coming. Mm-hmm. But it's not a Rachel Berry moment. Like, it's not a music theater show-off moment. It's just, I'm getting married in the morning. That song is hilarious. That's fun. And everybody, like, responds to it because they know it. Yep. Yeah. And even people, if you don't know it, it's just an absurd... It's just an absurd thing. I love doing that. I generally do not rap, but I have done Lose Yourself.
Very good. Which
I still have complicated feelings about, because he is a complicated figure. Yeah. And also difficult, it's very hard.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's a really hard song. But I've done that one and I had a really good time with it. The Heart of Rock and Roll we talked about. Oh, in terms of overdone songs that I love doing anyway, Hold On by Wilson Phillips. That's another one that will get the whole bar on your side.
Everybody's on your side.
Someday somebody
anything with a clapping breakdown is a good choice. Yeah. I love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Ooh, I also really love doing Bad Reputation by Joan Jett.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, yeah. Find your favorites. Get them up there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Make somebody else's day by singing something they have no idea what it is and then just absolutely annihilating it.
Exactly. Or fail, have fun, learn something about yourself.
And really, the most important thing is come do this with us on September 30th. It's going to be so fun. There's no cover. All we ask is that you tip your bartenders really well, because it's our bar. And if you tip them badly,
we'll know.
We will know. But it's just going to be the afternoon. We're going to do a little live show, and then we're going to sing some karaoke, and I can't wait. You know what we're going to do, Julie? I'm committing us to something right now.
Okay.
You know what we are absolutely going to do?
What?
The DuckTales theme.
Ooh!
We have to, right?
I mean, it's just built into my DNA now.
Yeah, just come. If you want us to do themes, we can do themes.
If you don't do them.
Just don't do the theme.
Who cares?
Our specific approach, will be for us, and everyone will be invited. You bring your own approach. Find a karaoke buddy. Do the thing Julie and I did where you choose each other's category. When she chose Hard to Sing for me,
I laughed my ass off, first of all.
I went with, for some reason, they had the postmodern jukebox cover of Fancy by Iggy Azalea.
Dude, it was so fucking good. It was like 20s version, like flapper version.
First things first, I'm the real.
And there were people in the bar who turned around and was like, what is this? And I'm like, well, first of all, that's Alice. And secondly, it's postmodern jukebox. Like, and then the other one was a Lady Gaga song.
Yeah. Just Dance.
Just Dance. Boy, that one was hard.
That's really hard. She's hard.
That's the whole thing. You just have to keep pumping, but you can't breathe while pumping.
You know what I love doing of hers is You and I. Do you know that one?
Mm-mm.
It's from whatever the name of the album is, where she had a persona where she was like a greaser dude, like a Bruce Springsteen type.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. Shallow is a great karaoke song. Mm-hmm. People will sing that with you.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard, but...
Mm-hmm. And it's relatively short, too.
It's got that...
How long is it in time?
Let's find out. Let's find out where Shallow falls.
Wouldn't it be something if all of our fans came to our live show and they sang nothing but Shallow all day long?
Oh, my God. Song
listener,
by Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Please don't do that.
Please don't do that. I mean, somebody should sing it.
Yeah.
3:37. Totally fine.
That's within the acceptable category. In fact, that's kind of the sweet spot. Anywhere between like 3 minutes and 3:30, like that's right there. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun.
What songs, to close things out before final thoughts, what songs would you love for someone to sing at karaoke? Like when you think about a great karaoke song, maybe not for you, but for somebody else, what do you think about?
I think of, there's a Pointer Sisters song that I fucking love, and it's called Automatic. And it's one of the only ones where Ruth sang the lead, so she's the deeper voice of the three sisters. Mm-hmm. And I just can't do it. I can't hit that tone. And it's like David Bowie to me a little bit. It's in that weird place where I just can't find it ever. Mm-hmm. I would love if somebody knows how to do that song, do it.
That's good. Mm-hmm. I would love for somebody who just is really going to eat, like is really just going to feast on it. I would love for somebody to do Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Yes. And that, ideally, that's two people.
Yeah, because you need LeFou.
You need LeFou and you need Gaston. But just do it and sing all of it. I don't care.
Yeah, just do it.
Just a solo performance.
We are obsessed with that song.
It's
because
and
it's
every
so
last
good.
inch of me is covered with hair. Like, come on.
I use antlers in all of my decorating. God, fucking come on. They really, it's like the Barbie movie before the Barbie movie.
Oh, would love for somebody to do I'm Just Ken.
Yes. Holy shit.
Can you feel the Kenergy?
If somebody can come in and do that, please do.
Somebody's husband.
Just bring us Ken. Derek Knuff. Derek Knuff.
The Life of Blonde Fragility. Where I see love, she sees a friend. That would fucking... Oh, Born to Run always kills. Mm-hmm. Okay, final thoughts. Any final thoughts on karaoke, both as an experience overall and on the specific event that we shall be hosting?
Personally speaking, I feel
we need to remember to put out a tip jar for the KJ too, because that...
Oh, of course,
that person is being tipped.
Please bring cash to tip Joseph.
Yes.
He requires it, and we support that.
Yes.
Final thoughts for me.
We require it. He does not require it.
Well, he's not going to push it on you.
He deserves it. We require it.
Exactly. He's not going to push it on you. He's cool. Personal thoughts for closing thoughts. I feel like karaoke and we've been through a lot together.
Yeah. It's
a long relationship that I've had with this /philosophy /party game. I don't know what to call it. I think philosophy at this point in my experience with it. And I need to get back on it. I obviously the pandemic slowed me down and I wasn't able to do it very much, but I need to get back into the flow of the opening your mind to new options, new choices, try something, fail, whatever. Mm-hmm. I need to get back in there because I know how valuable that is to me just as a person. I know it feels good. So I haven't been able to go for a long time, so I need to get back more in it. So personally speaking, I think I'm going to make a commitment to try to go to the O right at 9 p.m. at least once a month on Sundays. Just for me. Just to sing a couple of songs, try something new, maybe have a self-imposed theme that I'm just working with and trying to find a new song that I've never sung before.
I mean, do you know what day of the week it is?
I know it's Sunday, but I have to go to the whale night.
After?
Oh my God, no. Because maybe next Sunday.
Okay.
But I need, personally speaking, I need to immerse myself back in that alive mind, that playful mind that, to me, karaoke at its very best wholly represents, which is, I'm creative, I'm going to try something. Ooh, it didn't go well. Whatever, let's try something else. And I feel like that's a mind space that once you get there, you crave it and you want it. And I need to work on it to make it more immediate in my life again.
Yeah. I feel similarly, but again, coming from sort of a different place, where I spent so much of my life singing for pleasure, always for pleasure, but with a specific aim, to, sound a specific way in an environment, a controlled environment, like a concert or a whatever. And my relationship to singing changed when I started singing with a couple of cover bands. And then the first cover band was pre-Starboard Karaoke Experience. Mm-hmm. But the combination of that plus doing karaoke with y'all really changed my relationship to my physical experience of singing in my body, because there's something so cathartic. I mean, it's why karaoke exists. There's something so cathartic about the experience of singing. Mm-hmm. And everybody should get to do that. And everybody should get to just make big sounds with their body. And then we all hear them. Just like make those big sounds, however they sound, whether they sound good or not. And I really come to think of it as such a lovely occasional gift that I get to give myself. Just to go like, take that time. That time is my time. Karaoke, we've spent a lot of time talking about how fun it is for the audience, and it is. But at the end of the day, you are claiming 3.5 minutes of time to just make noise with your body.
Yep.
And what a lovely gift that is to give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So we love karaoke, folks. You should come do it with us.
Yeah. And it sounds all highfalutin and shit, but really, just get a Miller Lite and fucking go to town on Love Shack. We don't care.
This is just because we've spent so much time doing it.
Yes.
Neither of us had these thoughts when we started doing karaoke.
No.
We've spent a lot of time thinking and talking about it. Mm-hmm. Because it was a big part of our lives for quite a while.
It is, and I need to, that's what I'm saying, is I need to make it a big part again, because it really does feed a certain something.
Yeah.
It's great.
So come do it with us, September 30, the Oasis, Rogers Park. More information on the internet.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
What a fine piece of programming.
We can't stop ourselves.
It's just, what a gift you are.
What
Julie.
a gift you are.
Oh, why, thank
Allison.
you. Thank you.
It's just going to keep coming. All this content just oozing out of us.
Just like a Dr. Pimple Popper situation.
Disgusting.
But you know what? We're not here to pop pimples. We're here to say
you all.
Thanks.
Thank you all for listening. You can find us on Facebook.com/PodlanderCast, on Instagram @PodlanderCast. You can find all of our shit there. You can also find us at PodlanderPresents.com, where you find all sorts of information about all of the oozing, hot, sticky content. If you like what you heard, please consider leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this John right now. We want to thank all of you for listening, but we especially want to thank our patrons. You can become a patron at patreon.com/Podlander Drunkcast, where you can support the show, join the Slack, get early episode access, and access all of our sweet, sweet bonus content, because we just can't shut the fuck up. Thank you to all of our patrons. Y'all make it possible for us to do this. You, like Catherine the Great, rule. This show is produced by Allison Shoemaker and Julie Starboard, edited by Julie Starboard, occasionally by Allison Shoemaker.
It's true.
Our other stuff is done and performed by Allison Shoemaker. Our artwork is by Viv Pickles, aka Laura, and our terrible/beautiful cover songs are all provided to us by Amelia Ham on the Loose Bazell. Once again, surprising no one, Allison and I were buttholes and forgot to mention that Amelia Ham on the Loose Bazell is unmatched when it comes to her social media game. Thanks, Amelia.
We want to thank all of our patrons. You are all gems, joys, jewels. We want to thank the following people in particular, because that is a bonus that they get at the level at which they support. But really, you're all pretty. But we love these folks.
These guys
we
are
love
pretty.
We love these folks. Here we go. Jessica Richardson, Kristen Blanton, Kristen, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, please let me know. Jessica Richardson, Kristen Blanton, Caitlin Gibbons, Katie the Jordi Fishwife, Mindy Newell, Rachel Revelle, Brenda, Allison King, Doc J. Hi, Allison. Doc JWS, Sydney Taylor, Snazzy Knack, Lisa Brienne, Julia Gulia, Kathleen Martini, Lauren Tennant, Kelsey Kemp, Emily Day, Betsy English, Caitlin Reddick, Jane Collins, Tina Barnett, Nicole Rodriguez, Kristen Freckled Fury, Liz and Tinkerbell, Terry Welch, Rochelle Lefevre, Amanda Smazazaza, Amy Gustafson, Rachel Townsend, Kelly Mazzella, Chantal Salters, Tara Lucchino, Viv Pickles, aka Laura, Mary of the Grapefruit, Jenna Pukowski, Ann Gibson, Ruth McCormick, Kara Marlowe, Trish McCrary, Julie DeToy, Jen Lynn, Callie Bodden, Amanda Newton, Elizabeth Young, and Kiki the Wise. Thank you so much for all of your support. We love you, and we hope that you will come hang out with us on September 3rd, even if it's today, on September 30 at the Oasis. It's going to be sweet.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Hi, folks. Let me see if I can sum up Midnight Burger in about 25 seconds.
Jesus Christ!
It'll be fine. So this is how it ends. Eaten by wolves in space.
Pardon me, Gloria. Might my husband and I have a word?
The radio is talking to me.
Really, big monster?
Zero irony.
We're surrounded by cavemen.
What the hell is that?
Because you're having a cigarette in 415 million BC.
Where are we?
Space?
Can you narrow that down?
The bad part?
Ava. Yeah, that didn't work at all. At the nexus of all things, there is a diner. Look for Midnight Burger on your favorite podcasting app or just go to weopenat6.com.